Without the moon, your day would last just 6 hours, and that's only the beginning of how unrecognizable Earth would become. No moon means no stable tilt. Seasons don't just shift, they collapse. Polar ice spreads to the equator, oceans go haywire. And life? The kind that eventually stood upright and started asking questions? It probably never shows up. Here's what nobody tells you. The moon isn't just a pretty light in the sky. It's the reason you exist at all. So what would actually happen if we lost it tonight? And how fast would everything fall apart? Without the moon, nights would be dramatically darker. Like, properly dark. The kind of dark your ancestors experienced on cloudy nights, but every single night. The moon reflects sunlight back at us, and while it might not seem like much, that soft glow has shaped how animals navigate, hunt, reproduce, and survive for hundreds of millions of years. Nocturnal creatures, owls, moths, sea turtles navigating to the ocean, they're all calibrated to moonlight. Pull the moon out of the equation, and you've basically scrambled a biological system that took eons to develop. But that's just the aesthetic part. The deeper, weirder thing is what the moon does to our tides. The moon's gravity pulls on Earth's oceans, creating the tidal rhythms we've always taken for granted. High tide, low tide, in and out. But here's what most people don't realize. Those tides weren't just nice for surfers. They were basically the cradle of life. There's a compelling scientific theory, and it has serious weight behind it, that tidal pools, those little in-between zones where ocean meets land, were where complex organic chemistry first got interesting, where early biochemical processes could concentrate, cycle, experiment. Life, in some sense, may have learned to exist in the rhythm of the tides. No moon means no significant tides. No significant tides means, honestly, we might not be here having this conversation. The moon didn't just light up the night. It may have literally rocked the cradle of all life on Earth. Right now, Earth's axial tilt, the angle at which we lean relative to our orbit around the sun, sits at about 23.5 degrees. That tilt is what gives us seasons. Comfortable, predictable, life-sustaining seasons. And the moon is largely responsible for keeping that tilt stable. Without it, Earth's axis would wobble dramatically over time. We're talking tilts that could swing anywhere from near zero to over 85 degrees. A tilt of 85 degrees would mean the poles are basically pointing at the sun. You'd have one hemisphere in perpetual scorching summer while the other froze in total darkness. And then they'd swap. Climate wouldn't be a system. It would be a catastrophe on a geological timer. Mars, by the way, doesn't have a large stabilizing moon, and its axial tilt has shifted wildly over millions of years. Scientists think this is one reason Mars went from potentially having liquid water to being a frozen, irradiated desert. We look at Mars and think it's just an unlucky planet, but maybe it's just a planet that lost its stabilizer. We have ours, for now. Early Earth, right after the moon formed from that massive collision about 4.5 billion years ago, rotated much faster. A day back then was something like 6 hours long. The moon's gravitational drag has been slowly, steadily breaking Earth's spin ever since, pulling our rotation down to the comfortable 24-hour day we now live by. No moon means Earth probably keeps spinning fast. We're talking days that might be somewhere between 6 and 10 hours long. Faster rotation means stronger winds, dramatically stronger, constant atmospheric turbulence, weather systems that would make our current hurricanes look like a light drizzle. The whole surface ecology of the planet would be shaped around a kind of permanent, howling windstorm reality. Would life have adapted? Maybe. Evolution is astonishing and stubborn, but it would look nothing like what we have now. And intelligent, tool-using, civilization-building life. The odds get very long, very fast. Basically, every ancient human civilization organized time around the moon. The word month literally comes from moon. Calendars, Sumerian, Egyptian, Hebrew, Islamic, Chinese, all lunar or lunisolar. The moon didn't just regulate ecosystems, it regulated us. It gave early humans a shared, reliable clock in the sky at a time when there were no clocks. Farming cycles, religious ceremonies, navigation at sea, the poetry of Keats and Levi, the werewolf myth, the word lunatic, all of it, in some thread or another, leads back to that pale light in the sky. We look up at the moon and we're looking at something that has been woven into human consciousness since before we were fully human. Pull it away, and you don't just change the sky. You change the entire story of civilization. Honestly, maybe civilization doesn't happen at all, because the conditions for complex, stable, long-term life were never quite right. This question feels unsettling for a reason. It's not just a cool science thought experiment. It points at something real. How much of what we consider normal is actually the result of an almost improbable chain of events going exactly right. The moon formed because a Mars-sized object slammed into the early Earth at just the right angle and speed. Too hard, and Earth gets destroyed. Too soft, and there's no moon at all. But it happened just right. And the debris coalesced into this stabilizing, tide-making, night-lighting companion that has been quietly holding the conditions for life together ever since. We are, in a very literal sense, the children of a cosmic accident that went perfectly. So here's what I want to leave you with. Next time you glance up at the moon, whether it's full and bright or just a thin silver sliver, I want you to actually see it. Not as background noise, not as a thing that's just there, but as the reason tides shaped the first living chemistry, the reason our seasons are stable, the reason our days are long enough to matter, the reason ancient humans had a clock and a calendar and a story to tell. The moon is not decorative, it is foundational. And maybe that's a quiet reminder about the things in your own life that hold everything else steady. The relationships, the habits, the unglamorous constants that you forget to notice until they're gone. Don't wait until something's missing to understand what it was doing all along. Look up tonight and really see it. Subscribe to the channel. Every week, we publish fascinating videos about everything imaginable, from hidden mysteries and shocking discoveries to stories that will completely change the way you see the world. Don't miss the next one.